Your budget isn't working because of this one mistake, and it's not what you think. It's not your income level. It's not inflation. It's not that you drink too much coffee or indulge in small luxuries. The real reason most budgets fail is much simpler and far more powerful. You are budgeting without clarity of purpose. You are tracking numbers without attaching them to meaning. When your budget is just a spreadsheet, an app, or a list of categories without a clearly defined financial vision, it becomes a restriction system instead of a direction system. And restriction without purpose never lasts. Today, we will talk about your budget isn't working because of this one mistake. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. At first glance, budgeting seems mathematical. Income minus expenses equals savings. If the equation doesn't work, you cut expenses or increase income. But budgeting is far more psychological than mathematical. Most people create a budget after feeling financial stress. They open a template, list their bills, guess their grocery costs, set a savings target, and promise themselves they'll stick to it. For a few weeks, everything feels under control. Then real life happens. An unexpected expense shows up. A friend invites them out. A sale tempts them. Motivation fades. The budget collapses. Not because it was wrong, but because it had no emotional anchor. The one mistake is this: you are budgeting around expenses instead of designing your money around your goals. When you focus only on controlling spending, you subconsciously frame money as something scarce and limiting. Every purchase feels like failure. Every deviation feels like weakness. Eventually, your brain rebels against the system because it feels like punishment. A budget built on restriction alone will always lose to impulse, emotion, and fatigue. Clarity changes everything. When you define exactly what you are building, financial independence, early retirement, a home, travel freedom, business ownership, security for your family, your budget transforms from a cage into a strategy. Now each dollar has a mission. Cutting an unnecessary subscription isn't deprivation, it's redirection. Skipping an impulse purchase isn't self-denial, it's acceleration toward something meaningful. Without that clarity, discipline feels exhausting. With clarity, discipline feels empowering. Another hidden layer of this mistake is unrealistic forecasting. Many people underestimate variable expenses. They budget perfectly for rent, utilities, and loan payments, but forget about irregular costs like car maintenance, medical bills, gifts, travel, annual subscriptions, and seasonal spending spikes. When these predictable but ignored expenses appear, they blow up the budget. Then people conclude they are bad with money. In reality, the system failed them because it was incomplete. A strong budget accounts for fixed expenses, variable essentials, sinking funds, emergency savings, and future investments. Sinking funds are particularly powerful. Instead of being surprised by holiday shopping or insurance premiums, you divide those annual costs into monthly amounts and set money aside gradually. This prevents emotional financial swings and creates stability. Stability builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. Another reason budgets fail is overcomplication. People try to track 30 categories, use 3 apps, maintain spreadsheets, and reconcile every transaction daily. Complexity creates friction. Friction kills habits. The more complicated your budget, the more likely you are to abandon it when life gets busy. Simplicity wins. Focus on the major categories that matter: housing, transportation, food, debt, savings, investments, and discretionary spending. Track what moves the needle. Ignore what doesn't. Emotional spending is another silent budget killer. Many purchases are not logical. They are emotional responses to stress, boredom, comparison, or reward seeking. If you don't address emotional triggers, no budgeting method will save you. You must identify your spending patterns. Do you overspend when you're tired, when you're celebrating, when you're scrolling social media? Awareness is power. Replace reactionary spending with intentional planning. Build guilt-free spending into your budget so enjoyment is allowed, not hidden. Income instability also plays a role. If you rely on commissions, freelance work, or irregular hours, a traditional fixed monthly budget won't work. In this case, You need a baseline survival number, your essential expenses, and build your budget around your lowest predictable income month. When higher income months come, the surplus strengthens savings, investments, and buffers. This creates resilience instead of constant anxiety. Another overlooked issue is ignoring long-term obligations like retirement and government benefits. Planning around programs like Social Security requires understanding that benefits may not fully replace your working income. Many people assume future benefits will cover them, so they underinvest now. A realistic plan factors in conservative estimates and builds independent retirement savings through employer-sponsored plans, IRAs, or other investment vehicles. When you rely entirely on uncertain future systems without building personal assets, your financial foundation weakens. Debt mismanagement is another symptom of budgeting without clarity. Minimum payments create the illusion of control while interest quietly compounds. If your budget does not aggressively address high-interest debt, progress will feel slow and discouraging. You need a defined payoff strategy, either snowball, smallest balance first for psychological wins, or avalanche, highest interest first for mathematical efficiency. Without a debt elimination plan, your budget is leaking money every month. Many people also forget to automate. Automation removes willpower from the equation. When savings, investments, and bills are automatically deducted, you eliminate decision fatigue. What remains in your account becomes your safe-to-spend amount. This single shift can transform financial behavior because it reduces temptation and simplifies choices. There is also the identity factor. If you still see yourself as someone who struggles with money, your actions will subconsciously align with that identity. Budgets fail when your self-image conflicts with your financial goals. You must begin identifying as someone who manages money intentionally. Identity drives behavior more than rules ever will. Let's talk about lifestyle inflation. When income increases, spending often rises just as quickly. Promotions, raises, and bonuses disappear into upgraded cars, larger homes, and more expensive habits. If your budget expands automatically with income, you never experience real financial growth. A powerful strategy is to lock in your lifestyle at a comfortable level and direct raises toward investments and long-term goals. This creates exponential progress over time. Emergency funds deserve special attention. Without at least 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved, any unexpected disruption, job loss, illness, major repair, can destroy months or years of budgeting effort. An emergency fund isn't optional. It is the shock absorber of your financial vehicle. Without it, every bump in the road becomes a crisis. Tracking net worth monthly can also strengthen your budgeting success. Instead of obsessing over daily expenses, zoom out and monitor your total assets minus liabilities. Watching that number grow reinforces positive habits and shifts focus from short-term sacrifice to long-term achievement. Your budget isn't failing because you lack discipline. It's failing because it lacks direction. Give your money a mission. When every dollar has a job connected to a meaningful future, your budget will stop feeling like a burden and start becoming a bridge to security, freedom, and peace of mind. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.